Welcome everybody to the October 2022 Ask Your Guides live event. Delighted to have you all here. There's a lot going on in the world right now and in the multiverse. So we're going to capture some of that excitement. And if you've got questions about those things, that's perfect. If you've got personal questions, that's perfect too. Whatever you want to ask of your guides. So the first person I see that says question is Sydney. So Sydney, you're up. What's your question?
Questions. One, am I going to be moving again? Some weird things happened and my landlord's like, if you want to leave, and I've only been here like 2.5 months, we're happy for you to leave. You can get out of your lease.
Okay. And would that be a happy thing for you?
It intrigues me because if I'm supposed to be somewhere else, I mean, it's a big deal because I have a lot of books and art supplies and things I have to purge, but it just is curious to me because I'm newly here.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of weird. So let's ask for Sydney. Would it be an optimal choice for her to move before her lease is up? Yeah. Okay. Is that because there's something about the place she's living that's not optimal? Yeah, I'm feeling like a kind of caged in feeling, Sydney, like there's opportunities that you're not going to be exposed to in that environment. So
then the burning question always is, where am I supposed to be?
yeah. Do you have any options where you'd like to go so we can go through those?
I really don't. I'm in northeastern New Jersey. I'm thinking more west near Pennsylvania, back to Pennsylvania, New York State, New York City. I don't know. That's why I've moved a lot in my life, because I quite frankly don't know where to be.
Let's start with the directions then. So for Sydney, is there one particular place that would be an optimal choice for her? Yes. All right. So is that place north? No. South? No. East? Looks like it's west, Sydney. So
Yeah.
somewhere west of where you are now. So would that somewhere be in the state of New Jersey? And what about the state of Pennsylvania? No, it's feeling like New Jersey, but just west of where you are now.
Like Lambertville or...
Okay. Lambertville, would that be an optimal choice? That feels good. Do you have any others you want to ask about?
Princeton area?
Princeton? No on that.
Okay, Lambertville. Okay, near there. Okay.
So Lambertville is the most optimal choice right now. Yeah.
And is that based on also because of a job opportunity?
Is that about a job opportunity in that vicinity? More than a job opportunity? Yeah, I got yes to job opportunity, but it felt like there was something else there. So there's more.
Relationship?
That's relationship. Is it about a relationship? No, they're saying, no, that's not location dependent.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like doors start opening for you. It's a better environment energetically.
It's better energetic. Okay, so I guess then is my path to start looking for a job in that area. I mean, I'm not going to willy-nilly move again unless something fantastic or money falls from the sky and I buy something or,
Yeah.
Right.
Remember, no matter what I or anybody else tells you, Sydney, you are a sovereign soul. So it's always you making the choices. Yeah. So, we can give you input about what your guides say is optimal, but it's always going to be up to you. You are the final arbiter. So always remember that.
Yeah.
So no, I forgot your question. What's your question?
To start looking for a job in that area. And that's my sticking point also, because I do a lot of things well. It's like, what industry do I move towards? Being a teacher or work in a corporation or nurture my art or do more massage, lymph drainage, something along that lines. Okay. Love crystal clear guidance on that.
Is it optimal for her to start looking for a job in that area now? Big yes before I finish the question. And can you give her guidance on what kind of a job she should be looking for? Is it something with art? No. Something with teaching? Teaching comes up a good yes. What about massage? No, it's feeling like you're moving away from massage. That's the old Sydney.
God, yes. I had a birthday 2 weeks ago, so new decade.
Yeah.
New beginnings. Yeah.
Yeah. So let that go. Don't let that clutter the question. Yeah, so something to do with your art and teaching feels really good.
Okay, great.
And it
Thank you
might
so
be more
much.
than one something, because you've got many irons in the fire.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Epiphany, what's your question?
Hi, Deborah. So I kind of have two. The first one's really quick. I have something came up of an opportunity to I just moved to the peninsula side of the Bay Area, and I could possibly move back to the East Bay side. And I kind of know what I should do, but I want to get confirmation from you.
Okay.
So the question is, stay on the peninsula side or move back to the East Bay?
All right. So for Epiphany, would it be an optimal choice to stay on the east side?
No, peninsula.
East Peninsula?
Stay on the peninsula side or move to the East Bay?
Okay. So an optimal choice for Epiphany to move to the East Bay or to stay on the peninsula? I get a yes on stay on the peninsula.
Yeah. Okay. I was getting it too. Okay. And so then I have my right shoulder is just bothering me really, really bad. And so they think I might have like a shoulder impingement, but I honestly think it's something energetic. So I wanted to see if you could maybe give me some insight on maybe what is going on with my right shoulder. It's definitely like in the shoulder joint, not so much like, I guess, kind of rotator cuff, but anyway, I can only do so much research over the internet. So I was kind of wondering what's going on energetically with my shoulder, right shoulder.
Okay. So for Epiphany, her right shoulder, is this a third dimensional issue? No, it's an energetic issue. So is it ascension symptoms? Yeah, it's part of ascension symptoms. It's a sucky one for your job, but
Yeah, it's just because your shoulder, you don't realize how much you use your shoulder until it hurts.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so this is just something to kind of like not overwork though, and eventually it'll pass.
It will. The ascension symptoms I was having lasted for quite some time, and they finally have gone away again. So you will get respite from that. But meanwhile, you could try energy medicine. EFT would be good.
Okay.
Reiki would be good, whatever it is you're drawn to. But
is that just to release
to give you relief until the ascension symptoms abate?
Okay.
Because you don't need to suffer,
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
You want to be comfortable in the meantime, as comfortable as you can be.
Right. And so if I'm having the symptoms, can I create damage by overusing the shoulder while it's hurting to a degree?
So for Epiphany, when she's having these symptoms, will she cause damage if she uses the shoulder? Yeah, because even though it's an energy thing, it's still affecting your physical body, right? Mm-hmm. It's representing, manifesting in your body. So you do still want to be careful about how you move that. So maybe you just shift what you're doing for a while. Or
I need to strengthen my left side anyway, so.
So that's an opportunity.
I've been using the left arm. It's my pup. It's picking him up and getting him out of the car. So I'm using my left a lot more now. So it's kind of funny. I'm got to use the other side of the brain now,
Yes, that's perfect. So you just make an opportunity out of it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, great. I was feeling like it was energetic. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Amy, what's your question?
Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
I wanted to ask you and your guides about certain, I don't know, it's hard to even talk about. I have been probably through pretty traumatic last 3.5 years and have done a lot of healing and moving on. And one of the things that came up was, a death of my mother, and my guides and angels, told me that I would probably lose my family after, my mom passed. That was 18 months before she passed, and that came through. And even though that was a pretty hard gut punch to get through, I still have this underlying, it's hard to even say, this underlying feeling of not being good enough, or not lovable. And this is something that, I have felt for a long, long time. I mean, this is nothing new. And I just feel like this is the last hurdle for me to heal. And, you know, on one hand, I do not believe it. But on the other hand, you know, thoughts are things, and that comes up. So I'm wondering what your guides, my angels, my guides say would be the best way to go about healing this aspect.
Okay. So first of all, it's always your guides because my guides don't know you. So when we're doing this work, it's always, I'm asking your guides.
Sure.
So what would you like to share with Amy about these issues with her self-esteem? They are weeping, Amy. Oh, the emotion is so intense. Wow. They're weeping because they're saying, Amy, you are so magnificent, so special. We love you deeply. We always have. We've always been there with you, supporting you. And it kind of like it's not literal, but it breaks their heart, if you know what I mean, that you feel that way, that you aren't conscious of the love that they are pouring out to you.
I feel that. I mean, I do feel it, but, you know, being, you know, a person, and for the length of period that I have endured, you know, certain things, I just want, you know, to find a way to heal this.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I think that I would be, you know, free of, you know, this kind of impingement or, you know, engagement, energetic engagement with my family.
so they want you to know that was Amy 1.0. You are now Amy 2.0 with different intentions. You can be the boss of your thoughts. When those ideas come in where you're talking to yourself about not being worthy enough or whatever the conversation is, know that that's your ego talking, trying to hold you back. You want to tune in and listen to soul. You want to listen to your angels and your guides who are telling you how magnificent you are. You've got so much potential, so much that your soul wants to accomplish in this lifetime, but this is holding you back. So it's time to start rewriting those stories, make them happy, positive, uplifting stories. Focus on that. Because if you are creating your own reality, create the very best one. Let go of those old stories. And Creator, God themselves want you to know how loved you are, how amazing and special. So I would posit to you, Amy, are you going to argue with your Creator? So then it's time to say, okay, I accept that you say that to me. Now I know it's a shift that has to come from within myself. So I'm seeing you getting up each morning, looking at the sun, doing your stretching, spending a moment in gratitude for your amazing self. Give yourself some kind words of love, whatever that feels right to say to yourself, but start your day that way. Be in gratitude for who you are, what you've accomplished. No matter what your family says, that's irrelevant. This is about your internal conversation. So let that go, because the final arbiter on this is you and your Creator.
This is a process, and this is exactly what I have been doing. I just wanted, you know, a little bit of feedback if there was anything else I should be working on.
Okay. So is there anything else that she needs to focus on? They're saying that's enough for right now. That's big.
Yeah.
And I want you to know, Amy, I went through the same thing. I had a very low self-esteem. It was in the basement. It was so bad. And it took me a very long time of doing sessions with people, telling them how amazing, beautiful, wonderful, and loved they were, before it finally sunk into me that, oh, I get it. I finally get it. Because I didn't know what it means to love yourself. Not all of us do. That's huge when you finally get that. Because when that much love is coming towards you and you accept that it's true, you really are that magnificent, then it starts to flow and you get it. Then what's really wonderful is it flows outward.
Right.
That's where it really gets sweet, because I was never a person who was like, I love all of you, but I do now, because there's so much inside of me that I accepted from Creator, from my angels, that it's overflowing. It's got to come out to you. And that's what we're doing here. We're sharing that love and light with everybody. So allow yourself to accept it. And then the next step will be that it comes out.
Right. I have been in that place in the past. It's just that the circumstances and the ugliness and the energy I was around just was a lot for one person.
Yeah. So don't stay there. Even though you think you have no choice, that's not true. You always have a choice.
Well, I've made the hard choices, you know. So thank you for that. And I do plan on, you know, I'm taking some time and traveling like the next 4 months just to get away. I mean, an extended period of time. And I just want to know if my guides or angels have anything to say about this as I move forward
Okay.
in my
So
travels.
4-month trip for Amy. Do you have anything you want to say to her about that? They're just jumping up and down and cheering and saying it's about time. Put the
Yeah.
focus on Amy, take care of Amy's needs. Those are first, foremost before anybody else. When you do that, it will help you to shift into this new place. And when you're taking care of yourself, you are stronger, more confident, and you've got more to share with the world. So it's the best.
Yeah, that was the point of getting away and for an extended period, just to re-engage and solely think about myself. So,
Great plan. Yes.
thank you, Deborah.
You're welcome.
Love to you.
Thank you. Back at you. Shirley, what's your question?
Hey, Deborah.
Hi.
I say first to Amy, I find you very, very lovable, and I feel a tremendous amount of love for you. It's a very, very lovable energy.
Thank you. It's beautiful.
I have a question about noise. I have two questions, very different ones. I have a noise in my ear, which I thought was the Wi-Fi or 5G or something. And now I'm realizing it's probably tinnitus. And I want to ask my guys, is it something physical, or is it the electronics around me, or is it something spiritual
Okay.
in my noise in my ear?
Yeah. This noise that Shirley is feeling in her ear, is it third dimensional? Yes. So is it tinnitus? Is that the simple explanation? Yes. And is it something that's caused by the electronics around her? No. No, it's that tinnitus that a lot of people get, that it's kind of a mystery where it actually comes from. It's something that's shifting in your inner ear.
Is it from my sinuses, possibly? A
Is it
blockage?
connected to sinuses? No,
No.
something else. But the good news about that is, you know, you can use white noise to mask it if it's bothering you. But I've had it since the 80s. And after a while, what happens is you start to not notice it anymore.
Wow. Okay.
It takes a while. I mean, I went through periods where it was so loud, it was deafening inside my head. But I
Oh.
have Meniere's disease, which is, you know, an advanced thing with the tinnitus. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But,
Thank you.
you know, that being said, all of these things are treatable with energy medicine. I didn't know about energy medicine in the 80s, so I had brain surgery.
Oh,
I would not do that today. I would use the energy and work on it.
oh, okay. Thank you.
So never give up on looking for a solution that will make you more comfortable.
Yeah. Okay. My other question is, I wrote on YouTube about a dream I had the night before you posted your message
Yeah.
in Metatron, where I was helping in this disaster. And it didn't feel like a dream. It actually felt like a real situation. There was no dream quality about it. My question is, am I going to be experiencing giving me that as an advance warning, or is that a real situation that's going to be happening?
Okay, so for Shirley, the dream she had about helping during the disaster is that a premonition? Yeah, it's a premonition. So is this something that she will participate in? No, you're not participating in it, but it's something real that will be happening. Okay, and is it in Europe that it happens? Because that was part of what you said, right? You were wondering.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm getting a yes on Europe. Doesn't mean it won't happen other places, but the specific premonition you had is Europe.
Mhm.
Does that help?
Yeah. Well, is there now? Of course, it brings more questions. Is there something I should do to prepare, or is it going to? Do I need to go somewhere, or
Is there anything she should do
what do
to
I do?
prepare? No. Okay. And does she need to go somewhere, do something? Okay. Energy. It's sending energy. So even though you don't know where specific, it's going to be multiple places, Shirley. So you got one representative picture of it, but it's going to be multiple places. So this was an opportunity for you to know that it's coming, to engage on an energetic level now to sending energy, sending them love and light, so that just like we're going to do with Gaia, we're going to be sending the love and light to make her rebirthing as comfortable as possible. So you can send out that energy to help that situation resolve to the highest good of all.
Okay.
And you will have an impact on it. But it's
Okay.
multiples, it's not just one.
Yeah, I felt that. Yeah, I felt that. Is it nuclear?
Is it a nuclear event that she witnessed? No.
No.
No, not nuclear. It's feeling
Okay.
more like climate disaster of some sort.
Mhm. But is it actually in my hometown where I'm at?
Are one of the sites going to be in, is one of the sites going to be in her town? No.
Oh.
In her country. Is it in her country? Yeah, some in your country,
Mhm.
but not your town.
Okay, my guides did tell me about 2 weeks ago to get flood insurance and earthquake insurance. So I added that to my policy. So, I'm,
So you're prepared.
yeah, a bit nervous about it though. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Try to stay calm. Don't go into the fear, because that's what
Exactly.
medicine is talking about. Yeah.
Yes.
We can all call on our angels to put that protective energy bubble around us, our family, our home, whatever you feel drawn to do, and trust that they will. Because when Hurricane Ian went through, a friend of mine in Florida did that. She put that bubble around her property, and shortly after, the hurricane made a turn and went out to the coast.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we have that power. We just have to remember to use it.
But I feel a bit guilty because I don't want to protect my home and send it somewhere to someone else's.
Well, you're not asking it to do that.
Always.
That's up to other people in their circumstances, right? But you
Mm.
can ask it to dissipate safely. Be creative in the way that you express it. Like sometimes it'll be very windy here, and I need it to not be windy for various reasons. I need a little break in the wind so I can get something accomplished. And so I will just ask, can you please just like raise that up for 15 minutes and give me that moment to accomplish what I need to? And very often it happens. That way I'm not interfering with anybody else. It's just my little space.
Yeah.
So it's incumbent upon us to be a little creative with how we do it, knowing that we don't want to cause harm to anybody else. But also they are sovereign souls and they have the power to do the same thing.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mike,
Yes,
what's your question?
I've got a relatively easy one. Am I doing enough to prepare for November 5th?
Okay. So for Mike, is he doing enough to prepare for November 5th? Oh, yeah. I'm feeling like it's already done. You can just kind of relax and coast until then.
Okay, thank you very much.
That's it?
Yep,
Okay. So let me know how that works out.
okay. Thank you, bye.
You're welcome. Doreen, what's your question? Are you there, Doreen? There you are.
Sorry, I didn't know I even put a question in.
Oh, yeah. Looks like you did.
Oh, well, I always have a question to ask.
Okay.
So, you know, so with the last video that you did from the hawks and Metatron, you had made reference about the hawks, people seeing them. Is there a reason why certain individuals are seeing them and not others? Is it a specific sign for individuals, or is there a sign that like I myself should be looking for my area?
Well, it's kind of like they're the early warning system. Hawks are the way showers. They're always flying around watching what's going on and then taking action based upon what they see. So in this case, they've been called in by the angels to let us know, to bring this message. And as Metatron explained, sure, the angels could have brought the message, but the hawks are an easy tool. They're willing to participate, helping out, and it might catch the attention of people who wouldn't otherwise notice an angel message, right? But they really are angel messengers when you think about it.
Okay.
So it's not that you go looking for them, but if you happen to notice them and they keep showing up, that's how you know it's an angel message versus you going and looking for it. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes good sense.
So it's like every time I went outside, I was seeing hawks. And that's become so normal that I almost don't think much about it anymore. So to get my attention even further, on 2 separate occasions the same day, this hawk all of a sudden flies out in front of my car and escorts me down the road. That got my attention. And not once, but twice. Because I might have ignored it, right? If it was the only one.
Right.
So they do things like that to get your attention. And then after I put that out there, a few people wrote to me and said, yeah, we've had those kind of experiences where they're just showing up. They're really close to the vehicle. You can't miss them. Or, you know, they're in some place where they're not used to seeing them.
Yeah, that was my friend Sue. She had a specific thing where you had made a good analogy about it, that the hawk was playing chicken with her in the car, and it was like, oh yeah, that is a good symbolism of that.
Because, you know, the angels will do whatever they have to do to get our attention. So they'll keep bringing messages in various forms until we get it.
Okay. And is there anything that I should be doing specifically to prepare? Do my guides have any specific?
Okay. So for Doreen, is there anything she needs to work on right now for preparedness? Yeah, do the things that Metatron talked about in the video, you know, the supplies and things, so that you'll be ready and you can have peace of mind. But after that, it's relaxing, staying calm, and reaching out, helping others to stay calm. Because the one thing we don't need is for people to go into panic mode and make it worse.
Yeah.
Right? So if we are all standing in our power, doing everything that we can, we've done our preparation, then we can spread that love, light, and calming energy to others around us, which will have a positive impact. It might lessen any negative impact that would have happened to them otherwise. So that's a way that we can help without interfering with their free will. We're putting it out there, they can accept it or not.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Jessica, did you want to speak it? Did you want to speak your question? That way you can sum it up for us.
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Let me just get to the chat because it's easier for me to read it than verbalize it.
Okay.
Okay, so the first question is regarding a Cox message. It's a little overwhelming. But how do I keep my nuclear family safe and extended family that doesn't live near me safe? You know, we pray every night, we give gratitude, surround us all with white light. But is there something else more that I can do?
Okay, so for Jessica, is there anything more she can do than she's already doing for her family? They're saying, no, you've got it. That's what you can do. And don't underestimate how powerful that is. That's what
Okay.
you're doing. You're not allowing yourself to understand that what you're doing is actually quite powerful, because sending out that energy will influence them. Whether they decide to take action is always up to them. But, you know,
Okay.
for some people, they say, I can't even tell my family about this to warn them because they'll think I'm crazy. They won't listen to me.
Exactly.
So then you don't, because that would upset them. It wouldn't be a helpful thing to do. So you take care of your immediate situation, do what you can do so that you are prepared. You don't have to worry about that should it strike your area. And from there, it's just sending out that love and light. Then,
Okay.
you know, if they need to come and take shelter with you, for instance, you're ready, you can do that. That would be one thing. But other than that, no, I mean, they're sovereign souls. So they'll either be influenced by what you're sending or not. And that's all you can do.
Okay. That makes complete sense. I'm just going to
Yeah.
continue that path. That's
And,
what
you know,
feels
from
good.
the freak out side of this, you know, after I pulled back and processed everything that I had just received, it was like, I really don't believe anything like that is going to even hit my area. I'm just not in a place where that's likely to happen. It could, so I should be prepared, but it probably won't, which means that I'll be able to help other people in whatever way I'm allowed. So if we all remember to call our angels in and do that protective bubble, should something start happening, or, you know, ahead of time is good too. But do all of that. And even if it hits your vicinity, it will either protect you or mitigate it for you. Your angels will do whatever they can, unless, and here's the big caveat, unless it was the time your soul chose to exit. And if that's
Okay.
the case, there's nothing we can do to change that anyway. So why worry about it?
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right. That makes sense. Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to continue to do that. And then I had a couple other questions. So I've been asking, envisioning, praying, journaling, doing guided meditation for financial freedom for years. And I feel like there may be some negative beliefs and cords that can be released. So I'm in a place of allowing and receiving with ease and flow. Like, how can I get into that space better?
Okay. Well, the first thing that pops in is by not looking at the situation and judging that it hasn't happened yet. Look for where it has happened in tiny little ways. Just be in a state of gratitude for that and allow it to expand. That's the first thing. So let's see what else they say. So for Jessica, what can you tell her about this block she's got with manifesting? Yeah, they're saying it's not on your timeline, Jessica. Sorry, wish it could be, but there are many other factors out there that none of us can account for or even influence on our own. So your angels are out there setting up all of the synchronicities that you need for these things to happen. So as long as you stay moving forward, don't get stuck, right? Keep the energy going and stay in gratitude for what you've already got, knowing that more is coming. That will help speed it up. But some things are just not going to happen faster because there are other elements involved. It just takes the time it takes. So it's finding a way of being in a state of gratitude for what it already is. Be happy about that. Enjoy the heck out of it. Know that more is coming. Know that it also might shift and look slightly different than you envisioned because other things have shifted and there's something better. So it's always just moving forward in faith and trust that something better is coming.
Okay, that's what I was also kind of getting. So to have that confirmed, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And then my last little caveat to that is that I've written a children's book. It's been like 4 years, and I've been wanting to like get it illustrated and published. And I'm having like, I guess, a timing issue. You know, I don't want it to be a poor investment. So I don't know if that's holding me back or if it's the wrong time, and when it's the right time, I'll know when I'm ready. So just some clarity around that would be great.
So the children's book, is this an optimal time to move forward with the illustrations? Yeah, they're saying whenever you do it is an optimal time. Don't worry about that. That's not important. Just get it done. Because
Okay.
that's what's holding everything else up.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
that's almost an excuse to not move forward because you're afraid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So if you were inspired to do this, that means that it's part of what your soul wants to do. Don't let anything hold you back. Find somebody, get that illustration done, and then take the next step and the next and the next, knowing that your angels are guiding you through it. But your message can't get out to the world until you let go of that fear block and move forward.
Okay. Thank you for that. I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay, Teresa. Oh, it's midnight there. I'm sorry. You want to ask your angels if there's a message and if South Africa is part of the geographical locations intensely affected by the transformation. Okay, so for Teresa, is South Africa going to have negative impact from Gaia's rebirthing? I'm not seeing it in South Africa right now. Doesn't mean it can't change, Teresa, but right now it's not. And anything your guides want to share with you? For Teresa, what can you share? Yeah, don't be in a state of worry. Put out love and light to everybody, Teresa, because it boomerangs back on you. I mean, you do it because you want to do it. You want to help other people. But the wonderful thing is that when you do that and you follow your heart and soul in that direction, it always boomerangs back on you and brings you wonderful things. So I know you've got these projects you've been working on, and that will also have a positive impact on all of those things that you're working on. So just keep expanding. Don't let yourself get in that stuck energy where you're spinning your wheels in the muck. You're not moving forward, because that's when everything shuts down and life gets harder. You definitely don't want to be in that energy when all of these things start happening with Gaia. And it is going to be over a protracted period of time. So we all need to understand that too. It's not going to be like, bam, the lights go out and everything's going to happen overnight. It's going to be a period of time. And Metatron said it actually might expand and be even longer than the 5 weeks, but something's going to be shifting. So that 5 weeks is kind of an important target date for us to move towards. And I really think part of the reason that they put that number on it, because they have never done that in that same way before, even though I bugged them to do it. I think that's part of lighting a fire under us, so we will get busy and stop procrastinating about our preparations. So get that preparation done, then you can breathe a sigh of relief and get on with other things. Because meanwhile, you've still got to live your life and move forward on your soul purpose. You don't want to get totally pulled off of it because you know this big thing is going to come. So it's gratitude that we know about it, we can have our preparations, and that we have the tools we need and we have the angels on our side. So I hope that helps, Teresa. And thank you for staying up so late to be with us. Ivana, you've got a question. So glad to see you. It's been forever.
So good. I know. It's so good to see you too. And I just, you always say that listening to the answers to everyone else speaks to all of us. And so I'm taking notes frantically because my initial question is just very big. It's that I feel like there's something right in front of my face that I'm missing. And I just want to know, what is it? What guidance do I need? What am I not seeing or hearing or understanding?
Okay. So for Ivana, what is it that's in front of her face that she's missing? What is that guidance? You are enough. That's what I hear. Does that make sense? Are you pushing and feeling like you can't do what you need to do? You're blocked somehow? And
in a lot of arenas, I feel very much in flow. Lots of great things are happening. There's some health issues with my husband. There's just different, it's like there's a lot of kind of swirling, but I have a peace. But within that peace, I feel like I'm just missing something that's just kind of out of reach. But the "you are enough" is a recurring theme, so that's not a surprise. We have a wonderful pup. Her name is Luna, and I've been trying to learn more about animal communication. And I feel like, I know she's there for a purpose in our lives, and I feel like she's trying to tell us something. She's been pooping on the carpet and she knows not to do that. But I think that may be part of it. Like, what is it that she's trying to tell us that we're not getting? Is there something in my relationship with my husband? Is there something, again, is it just about me being enough? Is there anything that she's trying to tell us that I'm not getting?
okay. So Puppy Luna, is there a message that you want to share with your mom? What is that about? What are these behaviors about? I'm not getting anything. And I will tell you, I'm not great with the animals. Sometimes I can get something, sometimes not. But
I think part of that is she wants me to keep working on it with her directly. But the other day, she actually made me stomp my foot when I was walking out the door. I stomped my foot and turned around and said, "Okay, I'll come tell you goodbye again." My husband looked at me and I'm like, "No, that wasn't me stomping my foot. That was her making me stomp my foot." So, I mean, we're growing tremendously in our connection. But I feel like she's telling me something and I'm not getting it. And maybe I'm just trying too hard.
It's about relaxing. That's what the energy that I'm picking up. It's like, Mom, you're pushing too hard. And when you push too hard, that creates resistance.
Yeah.
So it's relax into it, get more flow. wherever you're feeling that blocking thing that's happening,
Mhm.
even if you think, oh, I've got this, it's working, there's still something there that you're noticing because it's coming up in your awareness. So
Right.
look for those places where it feels a little sticky or stuck and try to do something different. You can't keep doing the same thing and getting the same result, right?
Right.
That's not going to change anything. So it's like, look for a different way of doing it or a different way of perceiving it. Sometimes it's just a matter of us changing our perception of something before it starts to shift. If we can find any small good thing about whatever situation it is we're dealing with, and then focus on that small thing, putting our energy and focus on it allows it to expand, which then helps everything, gets that energy flowing. So less focus on what's not working, more focus on what is working. I'm feeling self-blame, Ivana. Let go of that self-blame. You are perfect the way you are right now. Tomorrow you're going to be more perfect. And along the way, you're just going to be looking for places where you can make subtle shifts to get things flowing even smoother. So the worry about, is it the relationship, is the dog, that's creating this unhappy energy in your household, which she's reacting to.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
So when you
As always.
relax, allow love for Ivana to come in.
Mhm.
She's going to feel that and calm down.
Thank you. It'll calm me down too, I'm sure.
You're welcome. Adelina, great to see you. You have a personal question. Okay. Are you all right speaking it?
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Hey, Deborah. So my question is about my career. I'm trying to make the transition to a management position. And next week I've got an interview for a role which I think is in my department. It's not very clear what the role is. And I was just wondering if I can get any guidance about this upcoming interview and yeah, the situation about progressing to management in my department right now.
Okay. So for Adelina, can you give her any reassurance about this upcoming interview? Anything she needs to know? Is this an optimal opportunity for her? Yeah, that's part's feeling good. They're saying, Adelina, just show up. You've already got all the pieces in place. You've done the work. You've done the planning. You have worked so hard at this. Now it's relax and allow it to flow. Don't get in your own way. It's like you're throwing obstacles in front of yourself in worry. Because what more can I do? I'm seeing you chewing your fingernails, stressing about it. Not literally, of course, metaphorically. But you don't have to do that. You've done the prep work. You're ready. Now just show up and be you. That's all you have to do.
And is this, so I received another offer for another management position outside of my current company. So just wondering if staying in my current company is the better choice, or yeah, if there's any guidance on which one would be the better choice.
Sure. So for Adelina, these two jobs, is it the optimal choice to stay at her present company? And what about the outside offer? No, it's the present company. Big yes.
Okay. And just in terms of timelines, is it likely that I will become a manager, let's say this year, or is this something for next year?
Okay. So is it highly likely that Adelina will be promoted to manager in 2022? Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Remember, it can always change, but right now, in this moment, that's the timeline.
Okay. And if I can just share something, I've heard the questions asked so far, and I think self-esteem came up. It's something that I'm also dealing with. And I found a really lovely exercise, which is at the end of the day, to think of all the things I've done right that day, or all the things that I feel good that I've chosen to act in that way. And by doing that, it's like giving myself a pat on the back every day, every day, really. And yeah, it works. And just wanted to share that.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
This group.
Yeah.
Thank you, Debbra.
Good to see you. Sanchia, what is your question?
Hi there, Deborah.
Hi.
Hi. I wanted to ask a few questions. So the first one is in reference to a move. I was looking to buy a house in North Carolina. I recently moved here from New York City last year, and we like it. So I was, looking into buying a house, and I heard a direct message saying I'm not to buy a house in North Carolina.
Ooh, okay.
So I wanted to know, we are looking to move in April of next year. We have to move from our current location. So I wanted to know if it's the time to look into another rental in North Carolina, or is it optimal time for me to move where it is that the Creator is leading me? And also, where is that? Like, yeah, do we have an idea of where that could be?
Yeah. Well, the first thing to know is that Creator, your angel team, they're not going to tell you where to go. You're a sovereign soul, so you get to choose that. They might say, hey, Sanchia, we can see that if you were in this vicinity, you might have more opportunities, but they'll never tell you where to go. So is it an optimal choice for Sanchia to stay in North Carolina? No, it's not.
Ooh.
So there's another state, in the United States where she should move that would be optimal. Yeah, so something, is it someplace that she's thought about moving? Yeah, so a place that you thought about moving, maybe you eliminated it because you didn't think it was possible. They're saying, think bigger.
Okay.
Don't stay small, think bigger, allow yourself to explore greater opportunities to find the very best.
Okay, and one more question with that. Is New York City an option? I'm thinking it's not, but I just wanted to know, is moving back to New York City one of my options?
So for Sanchia, would New York City be an optimal choice to move? Yeah.
What?
If
Oh
you
my,
want to.
okay. Okay, well, that's good to know. I'm gonna weigh my options once again with that. So is that something I should be looking to do in April when my lease is up, to totally get out of North Carolina?
So would
Yeah.
April be an optimal time to move? Sooner? Would sooner be an optimal time? No. Okay. So they're saying honor the lease. April is
Mhm.
good. So do all the prep work you have to do now to be ready.
Okay. My second question is about my health. So I was recently told that from an MRI scan, that I have an ovarian cyst. And I was recently also diagnosed with a very high blood pressure. I know that they're not related. However, I just wanted to know the extremity of either case. Is it something that is it a cyst that could be passed out, or is it too big where I have to get surgery, or, is it a hindrance to my health in any,
So for Sanchia, what can you tell her about the cyst? Is it something that is likely to resolve by itself? No. Is it something that calls for surgery? Yeah, sorry, I'm getting a big yes
Oh,
on surgery. Don't ignore it. And what about the high blood pressure? Would it be optimal for Sanchia to use medication yeah. Not that it has to be forever, Sanchia, but at least in the short term to help you get through, to get more balance back in your life.
Okay, did they say that? Because I was given medication and I have not started taking it because I was weighing doing a natural, but I didn't want to be stuck on medication for the rest of my life. So I said I'm not even going to start. I'm going to find natural ways to try to, you
Yeah.
know, but I guess they heard that.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Just last night I was researching how to get off on blood pressure medication because my mother-in-law has been taking it for decades and I want to get her off of it. I didn't know if it was possible, but I found out it is.
Okay,
So
good.
do some research on that. There are ways
Absolutely.
to get off of it. So if you take it short term and
Mm.
get yourself balanced out, you don't have to stay on it for the rest of your life.
Okay, and that was one of my concerns. I have 2 more questions, but I'm going to try to get them in as quick as possible. If I could only get one in, that's fine as well. My other question is in relation to my grandson. Today's his first birthday, and we had kind of a little scare with him last night. I just wanted to, find out from his guides, ask my guides to ask his guides. Is it something that we should be concerned about, or is he gonna be okay?
Okay. What's his name?
Amethyst.
Amethyst. Okay. So for Amethyst, this scare they had last night, is this something that needs further investigation? Yeah. So it needs medical attention? And is it highly likely he will ultimately be 100%? Yeah. Yeah. So don't let it go. Take care of it. But yeah, he can come out of it.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad I asked. And the last question is about my career.
Can we come back to that, Sancha? Because we're already an hour in and I've barely gotten through the list. So if we can come back to it, if there's time, that would be great.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
You guys, I would keep each one of you all night answering all your questions, but that's not fair to everybody waiting. So help me be better and get through all of your questions because I'm not so good at that. So I would appreciate your help. Thank you, Sancha. Susan, what's your question?
Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
Can you tell us the exact date that you got the message from the hawk?
Date that I got the message.
So we can count 5 weeks.
Oh, I think it was Friday.
Friday? Okay.
Yeah, because I got it and posted it really quickly. So I think I got it on Friday and then I got it
Okay.
Friday and I posted it for the Sunday video.
Okay, great, thanks. I've been sick since the July 4th weekend, and I was hoping to recover in early October when the weather gets cool, and I suffered multiple toothaches and that triggered migraines, and I went to the doctor and they gave me 2 antibiotics, which I'm on now. I also have a very deep chest cold and sinus infection. So I'm if on a scale of 1 to 100, my energy is like down to 5. And so I'm a little worried that will I be strong enough when this event happens?
Well, not if you go into fear and let that drag you down further.
Okay, I'm trying to focus on Mother Earth and not me.
Yes. But you also have to take care of yourself. Remember, Metatron said, don't forget the self-care while you're doing all of this stuff. So you've got this double whammy that you've got several things going on.
Yeah.
And antibiotics have these boomerang negative effects. So you've got to deal with those too.
Yeah.
So do all the sensible things to help your body recover from each of those issues.
Yeah.
And you were working with that homeopath. Are you still doing that?
Yes, I am. Yeah, she put me on remedies for the teeth and the infections and the cold also. So
Great.
yes, yeah.
Great. You might have to step it up a little bit. But if you go into panic and worry about, am I going to be ready? You won't.
Okay.
So this is a time for you to hunker down, call on your angels and help, ask them for more help to get you through this, to rest. I know it's hard for you to rest, but as much as possible, rest. Do you do something like bone broth, Susan?
No, I'm a vegetarian. Should I be doing it anyway?
Bone broth is very healthy for this kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I
Especially
can,
if you can get the organic bone broth, it's very healing.
would chicken broth be okay?
Sure.
Or
Bone,
vegetable,
bone broth.
vegetable broth would be okay? Is it just broth or?
Well, let me ask, but I believe it's the bone broth because you're getting the minerals from the bones that are very healing that you wouldn't get from the vegetables. But
Oh,
look,
okay.
so for Susan, would it be optimal to use vegetable broth? You can, but it's not going to give you the same power as the bone broth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you know if the area where I live is going to be affected?
So is it highly likely that the area where Susan lives will experience one of these catastrophes that Metatron talked about? It's possible.
Okay.
So have a plan that if it looks like it's coming in your area, you can leave for a little while.
I
Or
can't leave.
Okay.
I'm not well enough to travel. I
Okay.
haven't seen a relative since 2016, so I'm
So-
not.
So if that's the case, if that's really true and there's no way you can get out and it looks like you need to get out, then that's where you really have to double down on getting those angels to put that shield over you.
Okay.
Don't go into fear, no matter what the circumstances.
Okay. I'll do my
That
best.
takes you down. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay.
Feel better.
Thank you.
Mel, the new message, could you get guidance on how to best be of service? So if you're here, Mel, if you could unmute yourself, it would be great.
Hello. Hi, Deborah.
Hi. So let me just ask. So for Mel, with regard to Metatron's message and the Hawk's message, how can she best be of service? So the first thing is taking care of yourself, getting yourself in the strongest place that you can be, because that will build up your confidence, your faith, and your trust that you're okay. So then now you're empowered to help other people. And from there, you don't want to interfere, but you just want to be there looking for where you can help. And it's really hard to say exactly specifics because we don't know who's going to get hit, where they're going to get hit, how they're going to get hit. So it's just being empowered, having your supplies, being available. And maybe the being available is just praying with people, sending them love and light. So don't discount how powerful that is. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. And
One other
also, when you're tuned into your intuition, you are going to get nudges and guidance about what direction to go. So that'll be happening in the moment.
I do keep seeing this number for some time. Does it represent anything? It's 911 and I've seen it forever.
Okay. So for Mel, the 911, is there a message attached to that? So did you look it up on the angel symbols page?
I did not.
Oh, do that. Anytime you see it, even if you're not sure, always look it up. So it's, I think it's Joanne Sacred Scribes, something like that. If you just type in Google that, you should get the page. That's the one I like, but there are others. Look up what the symbolism is for that number, because it'll hold the power of the number 1. It'll hold the power of the 9, the 11, and, then putting it all together. So there's probably a significant message that's been waiting for you. That's why they keep flashing it. It's going to be a neon sign until you get the message.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Lee, you want to know if your guides have any messages? Okay. So for Lee, is there anything you want to share with her? Peace and calm, Lee. That's what's coming. And it's coming like in stripes. That's really weird. It's coming like in stripes, like liquid flowing down the wall, or like artwork. It's like an artwork. I don't know. Are you involved in art?
I like art, but no, I don't draw.
Is art calming to you?
No, it's the opposite.
Okay.
I don't like to paint or anything that gives me more stress.
Okay. So let's see what else they have to say about that. So what can you tell Lee about? What are these stripes? What's that going on? Do you practice any kind of a regular meditation or a prayer ritual?
I do, but I really sometimes I'm not conscious that I'm doing it. I just kind of space out and do it.
So that's probably what it's about, because I'm getting peace and calm are really important for you. And that would, to me, mean that you're not getting enough of it. So if you're doing the meditation kind of unconsciously, maybe be a little more purposeful about it right now.
Okay.
Especially
Okay.
right now, as things are shifting and you know, we're on this wild roller coaster ride. So peace and calm are really important to help you stay on your feet as we go through whatever the challenges are going to be.
Okay. Well, I don't feel like I'm not at peace. I guess I need more. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what's coming up, peace and calm. And I'm
Okay.
hearing Zen. So you're not Zen enough, I guess.
Oh, okay.
You can go deeper. They want you to go deeper because it's going to prepare you. Yeah.
Yeah, I try.
It's like working out at the gym. You're building the muscles. You want to be as strong as you can be when you're called upon to step up and do your part.
Okay, so I am doing it, but they want me to
More
take it to the next level for a reason.
Conscious and purposeful. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Can I ask one more quick question?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm working on this. Yeah, I'm working on this home. I'm turning into an Airbnb, and it's really giving me a hard time. Will this all this work become fruitful?
So the Airbnb for Lee, is that going to have a positive outcome and be fruitful for her? Yeah. And I think that's connected to those stripes. I don't know why, but when you said that, it was like, oh, that's what the stripes are about.
Yeah, it's okay, I got it. I'm gonna try. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. You're welcome. Francisca, what is your question?
Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
Yeah, I have a question. I keep hearing like North Carolina. I was wondering, does my guide see me taking a trip to North Carolina in the next 6 months?
Okay. So Francisca, is it an optimal choice for her to visit North Carolina in the next 6 months? Yeah. I'm seeing flowers popping up for some reason. It's almost like you're being greeted by nature when you go there. Is that meaningful to you?
No, I want to know if it's like something fruitful to visit somebody there.
Yeah, well, the flowers popping up are a very positive sign. Because, you know, flowers are beautiful and they have a gorgeous scent and they're very welcoming, if that makes sense.
Okay, so you take it as an auspicious sign?
Yeah, because I got a yes to the question of going, and then they added to it the flowers. So that's like the stamp of approval.
All right, that's all I needed to know. Thank you, Deborah.
You're welcome. Linda, hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
All right. Before you even came out with your hawk message, I think I was kind of in a dream state, and crying out loud, I just forgot the word. Generator popped into my head, and then I visualized myself looking for a place to put it. I was wondering if that was a message for me, or if I was just picking up on the energy that was in the air.
All right. So for Linda, would it be an optimal choice to get a generator? Yeah, it would. Okay.
Whoa.
And no, you can get solar generators, Linda. You don't have to have gas. So you can put a solar generator anywhere.
Okay. Well, I live in a townhouse, so I was just trying to figure out how that would work. And is there going to be some weather issues this winter in my area?
So for Linda, is it highly likely there will be weather issues this winter that would require a generator? Maybe. It's not a definite. It's a maybe.
Okay.
But you know, those solar generators, if you've got a balcony or someplace where you can put the panels out to recharge it, they don't take
But-
much space. That's what's really cool about them.
It's a corner unit that kind of faces southeast. And we do get a lot of sun, but in the winter it's lower. So
Yeah. Well, you
Or
can
this.
also put them in your car and recharge them. You know, if you're going somewhere, you put it in there and recharge it. So it's ready.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I hadn't even looked at it. It was just such a weird, odd thing. And then your message came out, and I'm like, well, maybe there's something to that. Also, the situation with my sister's health issues. She's been in and out of the hospital and rehab. When she gets home, she loses her strength and is only here for about a week, and she ends up back in there. Is there something in the house that's causing that, or is that just her health progression?
Okay. So for Linda's sister, is there something in the home that's causing illness? So the setbacks that she has, is that just the pattern of her illness progressing? Yeah. Yeah. So don't worry about the house. It's just, that's the progression she's on right now.
Okay, because she's having a hard time dealing with that. And then I thought there was something I was doing that was
No, it's not
contributing to-
about you, but of course you can always center energy healing, love and
Yeah,
love.
I do that. So
I
I
thought
just
you did.
didn't want to make sure there was nothing in this house because I've been hearing voices and weird noises. So, and as far as birds go, I've always gotten signs from birds and airplanes. And I know that's about, I was born to fly. So, is there anything else my guides would like me to know about at this time that I need to work on or something like that?
Anything else you want to share with Linda? More focus on you, Linda, because you are so absorbed in everybody else. And you're getting squeezed out of the picture of your life. That's what they're showing me.
Yeah.
And you've got to be in there because you are so needed as a warrior.
Yeah, I know I've been really, because of my personality type, I always want to jump in and fix things and take control. And I have to really focus on not doing that and then bring them back to me.
Yeah.
To work on me to get prepared and to grow. So,
and this is a great opportunity for you to do that. So
yeah.
one step at a time and keep reminding yourself so you don't fall back into those old habits.
Yeah,
But
I just,
Linda,
when those thoughts come, I take them and put them in a cloud and watch them float away. Because I've always had control issues and I really have to work on getting control of
so let's
that.
change your language.
Yeah.
You used to have those issues.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have to be conscious of how I say things. So I'm like, take that back and rephrase it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I still say duh to myself every once in a while, and I have to stop and apologize and nope, take that back, not going there.
Yeah, I know the ding dong word comes up and I'm like, ding dong, the bells are ringing. So you can change that. Okay. I think that's all I have.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Have a great
You're
evening.
welcome. You too. Janny, you're up.
Hi, it's good to see everybody.
Good to see you.
My kids have put their foot down and said, Mom needs a vacation, and they're taking me to Cancun the end of November. And kind of in light of Metatron warnings and everything, 2 questions. Will it be safe for us to be there? And number 2, I have a friend that's going to come and just stay with Mark during that time overnight. Like she'll just be here. And she's a mutual friend of both of ours. And will he be safe enough? His mom is driving me crazy with, I can't believe you're doing this to him. You're going to break his heart. Blah, blah, blah. And just
cover your ears.
I know. So like, are those 2 situations going to be safe? And then are there anything that my guides want to know?
Okay.
Or want me to know?
So for Danny, is it safe and highly optimal for her to go to Cancun the end of November? Oh yeah, baby, go, 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 go. I mean, they've been telling you this for months, right? You need to go and take care of you. So this is so perfect. It's like your angels are jumping up and down and singing that you finally have found a way to make this happen. That's beautiful. So what about Mark? With the friend coming to stay, will Mark be in a safe and optimal situation? Yeah. And what they're saying, Janny, is don't discount how it will be good for Mark to know that you are doing something for yourself. Because don't think he's not aware that you're sacrificing so much for him. It will help him to feel lighter about that. So is there anything else you want to share with Janny? This is kind of corny, but I'm hearing let go and let God.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what you need to know.
It makes sense.
Stop worrying. Just relax. Because if you do it and you don't do it with an open and a free spirit, you're not going to get the full benefit.
Yeah.
So you want to go enjoy the heck out of it. You're going to make some beautiful memories with Eliza and your kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I had that experience this last weekend with my dog going to an event where we just test to see how fast dogs can run. And I was so busy helping to run the event. And I had just an unexpected opportune teaching moment with kids. And I haven't felt that good all day long for such a long time that it kind of reminded me what that feels like. And I would like to capture that again.
Yeah. And you can. It's just being creative about it.
Yeah.
So this is an opening for you to take back some of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Beautiful. So happy for you.
I'm excited.
Enjoy it.
Thanks.
And lots of pictures to come home from Mark. Anna, can sending Reiki to them help and to Gaia? Absolutely. I don't think it's ever bad to send Reiki. And Andrea, we have here is the expert on sending Reiki. So do you want to weigh in on that, Andrea? You want to say something about it?
Sure.
Let me bring you up so they can see you. There you are. Yeah.
Okay. Well, my image didn't change for me. So if you say so, that's great.
It changed here.
Okay. Well, that's what matters. What I would say is, Reiki, many people describe Reiki as love. And when is love not helpful? To offer, and then as we offer, we receive. And there's just no downside to that. No downside at all. And where there's love, there's not fear. And there's been a lot of talk tonight about fear. And if we want to have our power and claim our power and have peace, it's where love flows. And in my experience, Reiki is certainly part of that. Not to say it's the only avenue, but it is one way. And so I would always know that. Always know that.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Sure.
So where were we? Yeah, so that was Anna that asked about that. So hopefully that answers your question. So Sam, you've got a question. Sam, are you still here? Okay, we'll move on then. And Sanchi says, thank you for clarifying about the symbolism of hawks. You're very welcome. You've been seeing them. And Anna, you said wisdom circles. Yeah, that's beautiful. If you can arrange those, absolutely go for it. Anything like that to support the people right now, because as Andrea just mentioned, there's a lot of fear. And honestly, that's the reason I was so hesitant about posting that message, because it caused a lot of fear in me. That was my initial reaction. So how was it going to feel to all of you? And ultimately, it's like, we can't hide from it. It's important to acknowledge that it's there, and then to lean on our angels, our faith, and our trust that we've been working on all of this time, because that's what Metatron's messages have been. repeatedly beating the drum, connecting, getting those messages, leaning on our team. Now is the time we get to use that. We get to test it out. So whenever that fear arises, just stop, connect with your angels, let them hold you in their arms if you have to, whatever it takes to restore your faith and confidence. Or you call out to your light worker friends to support you. Don't stay in the fear. That's how we get distracted, taken off of our path, and fall down the rabbit hole, which we are all here to do this battle to win Earthtopia for all of us. And we can't do it or we wouldn't be here now. So knowing that you can do it, don't fall down that rabbit hole. Pull out all the stops, get all of your resources, marshal them, use them. You've been practicing and praying, building your strength for all of this time for this purpose. It's arrived, ready or not, here we go. So we're all about to take the big swoop down the hill of the roller coaster very soon, but we can do it. And just remember, love, light, share it with everybody, and you can do this. Epiphany, you had to go. Gary, you were planning to go to Panama from South Florida the end of November. And should you cancel, or is it safe? So for Gary, will it be safe and optimal for him to travel to Panama the end of November? I get a yes on that, Gary. And again, you know, Metatron said we don't have to cancel our plans. We just need to do the preparations and be ready, because what's going to come, whatever these disasters or whatever else happens, they're going to happen over a protracted period of time. And we can't even predict exactly where it's going to be, when it's going to be. So it's going to be, you know, like spreading around. It's going to show up here and there. So the time frame that you're going right now looks good for you. It could change. So if something changes, then be prepared, because remember, prepared is the watchword for us. Be prepared to make a change in your plans. But right now it looks good. So I hope that helps.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
May I ask another question while I'm here?
Sure.
This is actually more serious than the first one. I lost my son April 1st.
I'm sorry.
And I've been trying to gain a higher spirituality since that time, and been asking for help from my angels, my guides. I just can't seem to get there, because my ultimate goal, quite frankly, is to reach him in some manner. And as I have also a very strong feeling that our souls are connected, that he is my soulmate. Yeah, so I'm just wondering if my guides have any messages for me in regards to that.
Okay. So anything you have to share with Gary about his son? Well, the first thing they're saying is no, he's fine. You know, he's living a beautiful life over there, reconnecting with people and working on his next incarnation, because that's always part of it. And
Well,
he's also staying close to you, Gary. He's never far away. So
I feel that. I do feel that.
Yeah, when
I
you
also I also tell him, don't incarnate till I get there. So I'm hopeful wait for me before he incarnates, because I want to stay with him throughout eternity. That's my.
Well, let's ask if that's the plan. So
Okay.
for Gary's son, is the plan that he will stay there to greet his father? Yeah, he'll be there. He'll be at the head of the line.
That's
Don't worry about
wonderful. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Marie, you can't turn on your camera, but you're enjoying the conversation. You want to know if you should purchase a generator in preparation for what is to come. Just in general, if you can get a generator for everybody, it's not a bad thing to have, because you have a power outage. It's nice. I have one of those little solar generators that you can just pick up and carry around. And, you know, there was a time when I was doing one of these events, my power went out. I was able to grab the generator, get in the car, and drive to a nearby park where I had a signal with the generator, and I was able to get back on and continue the session. So you just never know when they're going to come in handy. And we have power outages here somewhat frequently. So, you know, you're not going to run your whole house on one of those little things, but you can run just a few essential things. And it's so cool that you can just stick the panels out there to recharge it. Or when your power comes back, you plug it in. But let me ask for you specifically. So for Marie, would it be a wise choice to get a generator? Yeah, it's a tool, you know, we have these tools that we need for various purposes. And you guys, the reason I'm focusing on the solar is because how many stories do we hear about people dying because they have a gas generator and the fumes got to them? So
Yes.
that's why I'm so sold on these solar ones. They're not going to kill you.
I never considered solar, so I really appreciate you speaking about it. I wonder if it would run. I live in the country and in Canada, not too much sun over the winter, but maybe enough to run a small generator. I'll look into it for sure.
Yeah.
And
well, it has a charge. So you can run it for quite some time until you run the charge down, as long as you're careful what you plug into it.
right. And do you think it would run like the pump of a well? Oh, that it would be strong enough for that?
What you do is you check the output. Does it have enough output? Like the one I have, it could run, they did run my Instant Pot when we took a trip last year, but I don't think it could run something that drew more watts than that. That was probably the max. And it could only run one thing at that one time for that short period of time. So you kind of have to be creative on how you do it. But yeah, you could, or get more than one, have one dedicated just to the well.
Okay. Thank you so much, Deborah. This is very helpful.
You're welcome. Glad you could be here.
Thank you.
And Amy was thanking Adelina for the blessings, the vibration. You're so sweet to do that. Thank you. Beverly, is there a message from your guides? So for Beverly, what do you want to share with her today? I feel a lot of fear coming, darkness swirling, Beverly. So as we've been discussing tonight, do your best to push that fear away, to shift the gears into standing in the sunlight, allowing the love of your angels to envelop you. Picture them standing around you in this circle, and they're standing so close to you that they're all touching you. So you're like in this big donut with your angels. They're touching you. They're bringing their love and light to lift you up. And if you've got that, how can you be afraid? So know that they're always there for you. They never leave you. It's we that leave them. They never leave us. So when you tune in and you're conscious of their presence, that can make all the difference. It's like I wrote you in my recent email about how all of a sudden I felt this thing on the bed, moving the bed, and that really freaked me out. So I called an angel immediately to take care of that so I could process what the heck is that. And I realized it's that energy thing I've been feeling recently, where it's like I touch something and I feel a vibration, and that's very unusual. It's something new. It's the energies that are shifting as we are preparing to up level to that higher frequency. So as we get closer, there will be more physical manifestations of that. And I ask you if you've experienced it too, because I was curious, you know, is it just me? Am I nuts? Or are you guys seeing this kind of thing happen as well? And I think probably a lot of people are, whether they're conscious of it or not. Because I've been getting that vibration thing for a while and really hadn't thought too much about it, because it's kind of like background noise. And then when I got that, whatever that was on the bed, it was like, oh, and I connected the dots and realized this is part of what's going on as we're shifting into that higher dimensional frequency. So yeah, just know those things are going to be happening and be aware of them. Tune into your angels. There's a lot of marvelous things happening in the unseen around us. So now is the time to really tune in. You don't have to see with your eyes, feel them with your energy, because you are expanding to be able to see, feel, hear, and experience far more than you ever did before. And that's so exciting. So as you stay in that excited, anticipatory energy, that will help you to combat the fear. So whenever you slip into the fear, go into prayer, go into meditation, whatever works for you as quickly as possible. You don't want to stay in that energy. The quicker you replace it, the faster you're going to get into that more balanced place where the fear just doesn't come up as often. You know, it's going to happen for all of us from time to time. We're humans, but we've got these tools so that we can replace it. Does that make sense?
Thank you. Yes, it does.
Yeah. You're so welcome. Okay, Deborah, you've heard that you can win the lottery if it's on your life path. So is it? Okay. So for Deborah, is winning the lottery on her life path? I get a no on that, sorry. And I've also heard recently, because I tried to do the same thing, asking, for help. Let's do this. Why not? Because then you can implement your plans faster, right? But what they explained is that when somebody wins the lottery, it doesn't just change their lives, it changes a lot of other lives because of the way they choose to use those new resources. And that might not be a good thing for those other people. So you can be blocked from winning, not because it's a bad thing for you, although it could be if you don't use it responsibly, but because of that whole huge ripple effect that would not be a positive thing for you. So that's okay. You can still accomplish what you want to accomplish without the lottery. There are many ways. We've talked a little bit about that tonight. What you manifest and you're moving forward and you just keep going. It might not all come in that big fell swoop like a lottery win, but it can happen over a period of time. So it will happen in this timeline as you are adjusting and getting ready, prepared for it. So don't be in a hurry, because you don't want these things to happen before you're ready. You wouldn't get the full impact, which is the same reason that the angels don't give us the answers we always want when we want them. They wait until we're ready to hear them so that we can then use it for our highest and best good. So I hope that makes sense. Teresa, you've got a question? You think your last post went to direct message? I didn't see one from you, so go ahead. What's your question?
First off, I want to say that we're all light workers and we're all sending out light all the time. And I think that in itself puts a protective bubble all around us for what's coming, because we're working for the good.
Yeah.
But anyway, first of all, take it. This is weird. Think of the 5 weeks. I see 5 hawks every time I go outside swirling over me, and 5 items. I had a dream that my brother came to me and he gave me, he's passed away. This is only the 3rd time he's ever come to me, and he's been gone for years. He gave me 5 items. I can only remember 3 of them. One was a 6-sided crystal, 2-pointed or double point ends. And I went ahead and bought one that looks just like it, as to why he gave me. A gold class ring with a green set, and then a darker crystal that's just kind of fuzzy in my mind. I don't know exactly what that was, and I couldn't remember the other one. And I've also got my days and nights turned around, which I think has to do with the shift. But I was just wondering if that does all have to do with what's coming. I'm all protected. I'm not afraid at all. I'm prepared. But did the dream have something to do with what's coming to us?
So for Teresa, was her dream connected to the prophecy of what's coming for Gaia and for all of us? Yeah, it's purposeful. It's just not random. You're tuned in, and so they're helping you, giving you clues.
Do you know what, can they tell me what the items meant? I guess the most important ones, because I could remember them the best, was, the crystal and the gold class ring with a green set. Is there a meaning to it?
It's feeling like the meaning is for you specifically, not for everybody necessarily. They're personal to you. So the power of the crystal, that's for clarity, that's for focus. Because when you look at that, what do you see? It's clear, you can see through it, but it's taking that vision and it's concentrating it in that small, powerful little crystal, right? And whatever beliefs you have about the power of crystals, that probably is also associated with it as well. So it's power and clarity about the crystal. What about the class ring?
Knitter.
So green for your heart chakra. And so it's a ring that you have?
No.
So it's just a vision of a glass ring. Wow. Okay.
A gold class ring with a green set.
Okay. So what can you tell us about the class ring? Why that item? Oh, wow. It's like the graduating class of all the light workers coming forward, and the class ring is that symbolism of our connection, right? On a mass scale.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Deborah.
So what was the other thing?
It was just a darker crystal that I can barely remember, but
okay. So what are the properties of that crystal? So if you find one you feel drawn to, you might want to grab that one.
I grabbed one that I saw in my dream, and that was this one.
Yeah.
And but I don't know why he did it, but I wanted to get it when I went around looking on the web to find the exact one. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. That's really cool. Thanks for sharing that. Krissa, you want to know what your guides are trying to tell you. You left your corporate job in July to help others in the healing arts. You feel like even though you're open, you're still holding back. You were telling your sister and the lights were flashing. You tried meditations and you're still confused. Okay, so let's ask. So for Krissa, the lights flashing, was that a message or was that just a random thing? Yeah, that was a message. So you were focused on it. You were talking about it, and they took that opportunity to say, hey, like a flashing neon light, we're here, we're trying to get through to you, right? So they're letting you know that the block is on your side. They're there. And of course, that's always true. So it's an invitation for you to get some quiet time, spend with them on a regular basis. I don't know if you do that or not.
Not enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are some meditations you can grab off my YouTube channel and off my website that will help you with that. Do the connecting with guide ones. That's on my website. That will help you actually have a conversation.
Yeah.
So
I have the visualization part, and I think that's because I've been trained in primordial sound meditation, and it's more of that, just going into the silence and not activity. And I'm okay with the silence, but then I have trouble with the picturing. So that I try to do a couple of those earlier today, and they were really emotional. Like I was bawling, but it was like nothing was coming through. So I don't know. I think I'm holding back some sort of like fear of what they're trying to tell me.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people have trouble with the visual part because it doesn't come natural to them for some reason, or what they're getting, they're judging and they're pushing it away, saying, no, that's me making it up. So I want you to know that when you do this kind of a visualization, it might look like a cartoon. It might look like a Disney movie, and that's perfectly fine. It can look like a dream. Whatever comes, just accept it. Because when you've gone with the intention of making that connection, what you get is coming from your guides. So accept it, flow with it. That's why I recommend the connecting with guides, because it is a visualization. It guides you step by step. And then when you get there, you are seeing, interacting with whoever you called forth. That can be a lost loved one, or it can be an archangel. It can be creator themselves. Whatever you want, you ask for, and that being will meet you there. When you see them, sometimes you won't see their features clearly because you just can't wrap your mind around what they should look like. And that's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't judge it. Whatever you see is perfect. It's the experience. So when you're there, you have this very visceral experience. You can touch them. You can hold them. They can hold you.
Yeah, because I had Reiki 1 and 2 just 2 weeks ago, and I feel like I've been reborn. And I feel like it's kind of accelerated this whole awakening for me, because I just found you like 3 days ago. And so it's just like all of this stuff kind of seems like, my sister was like, it's not coincidence. You're ascending fast. So I'm just trying to embrace it and go with it.
We have people in the 21-day meditation who have that same experience. It's like once you made the commitment to step up, bam, all this stuff happened so fast. But know that they would not have done that were it not necessary, and were you not ready. We're in this accelerated time now, so that's part of it. It's necessary, but they're not going to push you further than you can handle. So lots of deep breathing, grace to yourself, right? grace, trust, and love for yourself. And then just go with it as best you can.
Okay, great.
But
Thank
it is a beautiful unfolding. I wish for you that it could happen a little slower. And you can ask them, if you do need a little space, you can ask them to slow it down, give you a pause, take that time for yourself, do the deep breathing. It's super important.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
reach out for help, because there's this whole community here to support you.
Yeah. I know. I saw my sister. I said, I don't even know how to articulate what I want to say right now. I feel like I'm a little woo-woo. And
Mhm.
she's, it's okay. I was there too at one point. And so I'm glad that, I'm finding that it's really a wonderful community, and I'm still like trying to like wrap my logical brain around it. And it's like, it doesn't make sense, but I'm like, it's okay. It doesn't have to. And so, yeah, but thank you.
Yeah. And reach out for help if you need it.
Okay,
Because
great.
we're all here. Thanks for coming tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Good work.
Sarah, are you still here?
Yeah,
Sarah,
I'm still here.
hey, awesome.
It's actually 20 to 3 in the morning, so
Oh, bless your heart.
I'd like to know, please, if it would be optimal to take my daughter to France at Christmas.
Okay. So for Sarah, is it an optimal choice to take her daughter to Paris for Christmas? Oh, I get a no on that, Sarah. Sorry.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was the case.
Yeah.
Is there a compromise that might work for her father?
Okay. So is there some kind of a compromise that they can work out for her father for visitation? Yeah, it's going to be tricky, real negotiation, but yeah, you may have to pitch something to him about the safety so that he'll do it for the best interest of his daughter, so that he doesn't fight you on it. But yeah, what do you have something in mind you want me to ask about?
Well, I proposed after Christmas, just after Christmas, but I'm not sure that would actually be better. But no, I don't really know.
So let me ask about that. So would after Christmas be a more optimal choice? Still not good. No. So can he come to her? Can you meet halfway? Can he come where you are?
He's living in China, and he's already booked his ticket to go to France.
Oh, okay.
He is then coming to Toledo in Spain. So would it be optimal for them to meet in Toledo in Spain?
Okay. So for Sarah's daughter and her father, would it be an optimal choice to meet in Spain? Yeah. Bingo. That one's a much better choice. So if you can get him to agree to that.
Okay. I'll try.
And your angels are giving you kudos and rah-rahs for figuring that out, Sarah, because that's a really complicated situation. So finding a solution that might work is really powerful and wonderful.
Thank you so much. And do they have any other message for me?
Okay. Anything else you want to share with Sarah? Giving you high fives and hugs. They just want you to know how appreciated you are and how loved, in case you had any doubts. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Richard, do you have a question?
Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
Me and my wife, we were planning to go to Tennessee to see my dad for Thanksgiving. Of course, that is week 6.
Mm-hmm.
Just wondering if that time would be safe for us, or and also he's getting close to the time that he may be ready to go and be with my mom and that. And when he passes, should I, consider about not going at that time? Because, like you said, you don't know what's going to happen during all this process. you know, that this is supposed to last for at least 5 weeks, maybe be put off, maybe last longer. You know, there's a lot of flux there, and I was just
Yeah, there is.
want to
Okay,
make
so
sure
let's
that
start with the
everything's going to
first
be
one.
safe.
So for Richard, would it be an optimal choice to visit his father in Tennessee around Thanksgiving? That's looking good. You're clear for that. And then is it highly likely his father will pass in 2022? Yeah. So when that happens, is it an optimal choice for him to go for the, yeah, you need that closure. And right now it's looking like you're good. That's going to be in Tennessee?
Yeah, he's actually getting buried in Mississippi, but it's not that far, you know, about 80 miles or so from where he lives now.
Okay,
But
so if the services in Mississippi, is that safe and optimal for Richard to attend? Yeah, that's still good.
okay, I just wanted to make sure everything was going to be fine with that.
Yeah,
But love and light to you.
thank you. Back to you and your family.
Thank you.
Glad you could be
Bye-bye.
here. Oh, Ivana, you're so welcome. She had to go. Sydney says there's a medical massage for tinnitus, acupuncture, essential oils. So hopefully, Shirley, you saw that. And Janny is offering agreement to Andrea about the Reiki, the love and light. That's beautiful. And practitioners tapping into it with intention, sending it to the people, situations, and anything and everything. Yeah, I know a lot of people get funny about that. They think, well, if I don't have permission, I can't do it. But what they're not realizing is you can freely send it anywhere you want to send it. They don't have to accept it. So go ahead and send it if you feel led to send it. Because maybe they're not going to accept it, but it's going to like ping pong off of them to somebody who actually needed it. So it wasn't wasted, right? Just send it out there if you feel led. That's following your intuition, and that's really important. And Linda's saying there's lots of tapping videos on YouTube for tinnitus. Awesome. Yeah, it might take a lot of tapping, but tapping can work miracles. Linda, love, healing hugs to you, Gary. Sorry for your loss. Thank you, Linda. So beautiful. And Beverly, what do your guides have to say about dreams that you've had the past 2 mornings regarding an ex-husband coming after you violently? Okay. So for Beverly, what about these dreams of the violence with the ex? Is that a premonition? No, it's fear. It's fear, Beverly. So before you go to sleep, Beverly, I want you to call your angels in, and not just one, call in a team. You can call it a legion, you can call it a SWAT team, call it whatever you feel like calling it, but call it. Ask them to stand guard over you and help you to have only positive, uplifting dreams. You don't need any more of that stuff putting more fear into you right now. And they will do that. They will help you. So try that and let me know if that works. Amanda, is there a message for you? So what do you want to share with Amanda? Something celebratory going on, Amanda, because I'm hearing Tarara Boomdier. So that's about celebrating and also lightening up. So maybe you've been a little on the darker blue side right of late, and they're wanting to cheer you up. Shift your energy into the Tarara Boomdier. That's okay right now. That will help you a lot. Does that make sense?
I think so, unless I have anything else.
Okay, and is there anything else you want to share with Amanda? I said, you got it, babe.
Okay. All right, so thank you.
It's feeling like for the most part, you're pretty balanced. It's just a little bit of an off kilter here and there. And so they just want you, as soon as that happens, jump to attention, shift into the higher positive energy. Don't let yourself languish. Yeah, languish is the word I want. Don't languish there.
Okay, I got it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Andrea says, you're welcome to Janny and Marie. Thank you and love. Deborah says, thank you. Kelly, here's a question. Okay, so what is your question, Kelly? Kelly, are you still with us? Anybody see Kelly? Okay, let's go on to the next. Janny, that gave you chills. Good ones. That's awesome. I'm so excited for you, Janie. I can't wait to hear about your trip. Anna, thank you for inviting me. You enjoyed it. You got to get your daughter to bed. Okay, awesome. Sweet dreams to the both of you. Denise, you only recently learned the name of one of your spirit guides. She confirmed in a very specific way. Now you're not sure how to continue communication. Okay, so for Denise, what can you share with her about keeping the communication open with her newly acquainted spirit guide? They're saying just relax into it, Denise. Don't try so hard. And as I was saying to someone else earlier, when you get these things that you hear, you feel, you see, and you were asking for something or you were in meditation, then presume that it really is your guides, not your ego. Allow that to be true, because so often we're getting messages all the time, but we're pushing them away thinking, I made that up. And if you read my email, you saw it. I get that stuff and I'm like, am I crazy? Because some of this stuff feels so outlandish. How can it be true? And yet it is. And that's why I share it with you, because I want you to know it happens to everybody. It's normal, because our ego is going to get in there and try and interfere, for a good purpose, trying to help keep you safe. But right now we don't need ego's assistance. We need soul's assistance. So it's just relaxing into it. If you need to use a guided meditation to set the stage, to get your energy in the right place, then do that. And there are tons of them on both my YouTube channel and there's some on my website. And that's the book I'm working on this month. It's a book of meditations. There will be recordings to go with it, but I want you to be able to read them, to know what you can expect, and then listen to the audio portion. So those meditations are really wonderful, helping you get into the space. Then once that meditation concludes, stay there. You are now set up to have that communication. So then invite your guide to come in, have that conversation. And you may not get a lot in the beginning because you're building that muscle, you're toning. So whatever you get, be in a state of gratitude for, and then come back and do it again and again and again. Practice is what you need.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and your timing is great because you need it now.
I do.
It'll help you so much.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. So Sydney, I'm going to come back to you with question 2 after I get through everybody's first. Allison, do your guides have a message for you? Allison, are you still here?
Yes, hi, Deborah.
Hi. So for Allison, is there a message for her? What do you want to say? I'm hearing that song Blue Skies. And the version I hear is Willie Nelson. Do you know that song?
Yes, I love Willie Nelson.
So the energy of that song, the peace, the rapturous feeling that you get when you hear that song, at least that's what it does to me. That's the energy they want you to be in. So listen to that song, let that fill you up, to let you feel like everything is all right with your world, to feel that peace and love, and the excitement about what's coming tomorrow, because it's going to be even better. Does that help?
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Debbie, hey, I'm so glad you could make it. Late is good, just as long as you're here. What's your question? I don't see you.
I'm here. Hang on.
Hey,
Just
okay.
getting organized. Hang on. I gotta turn off the TV. There we go. Yeah, I just got home and I was munching on food, so I couldn't talk. You're funny because I was thinking if I should ask a question, you'll ask me, because I didn't. But yeah, is there anything I need to be aware of? Am I doing enough self-care? Am I really listening to what I need to be doing? Because sometimes I'm feeling pretty stressed.
Well, understandable. You've got a heavy load right now. But for Debbie, is there anything that you want to share with her that maybe she's not doing that she needs to be doing? And they're saying, Debbie, stop second guessing yourself. What you're doing is good enough. You're trying to push as if it's like you're that football player pushing that thing, when they do practice.
Yeah, yeah.
Board around, and you're doing that, and they're saying, no, Debbie, you are an energy being. You don't have to force anything. You allow it. You intend it and you allow it. So more of that.
Okay.
And more kindness to yourself, because you're pushing really hard.
Yeah. I'm Yeah, and going back to work is really good for me, but it's also been really hard. But I have a great team this year, excellent team. I feel very supported and loved and cared for, and I think things are going to be okay. It's just that sometimes I just wonder if I'm doing the right thing, you know? So thank you.
Yeah, but because you second guess yourself, stop doing that. Let that go. Every time that comes up, dismiss it, right?
Okay.
Instead of saying that work is hard, change your language. When something comes up that feels hard, look for a way to change it so that it doesn't feel hard. That's your challenge this year.
Okay. And you know, that's interesting because I just changed my point sheets from 10 different things that somebody else had created to 3 very easy basic things so that it was easier to figure out what the kids needed. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Flow, right? More flow. Always be in flow.
Okay. All right. Thanks for asking me to ask a question.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Beverly says, thank you. Brittany. Okay. Any messages for you? So for Brittany, is there anything you want to share with her? I'm seeing an orange color, kind of like my shirt, Brittany. So that would be like the sunrise. That would be like your sacral chakra. So what does that mean for Brittany? Yeah, it's feeling like you need to get out in the sun more, Brittany. Connecting with nature, that's important for you. That peace, communing. I'm hearing bees buzzing. So it's like communing with nature and getting into alignment, appreciation for all the little things like the buzzing of the bees, because, you know, they bring life, they sustain us, right? So it's a call for you to do more of that. That will expand in your life, helping you to have more peace, to also have more clarity of vision. It's feeling like that's a stepping stone for you to expand more of who you are and what you're bringing to the world. So does that make sense to you?
A little bit, yeah. Every card readings I do for myself and things like that, it tends to point to nature. And I now live on 5 acres and surrounded by trees, and
awesome.
I feel too busy to go out and do anything. And I really, the sun's okay. It's been really warm here in Washington for a long time, and I miss the rain. I love the rain. And so the sun doesn't make sense to me. I mean, maybe that's I'm a Leo and sun sign, so I know that that's important, but I really, I don't know. It kind of makes sense when you said orange and sacral. Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah.
As far
So
as
the sun part, it doesn't mean you've got to sit and bake in the sun. You can go into the shade, but it's
Yeah.
being out in the light, breathing the fresh air, communing with nature. That's very healing for you right now. And it's an important thing as you're moving forward on your path.
Okay. I did, when I made breakfast, I made my English muffin with my nut butter, and I went and sat out on the porch this morning. So
That's perfect. Yeah. So because what you said earlier is, you know, you've got this beautiful property, but you don't go out much. So it's like, why are you holding yourself prisoner? Why are you not giving yourself permission to go out there and enjoy this beautiful abundance that you have created in your life? Why are you punishing yourself?
yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
So schedule it in, because if you schedule it, you'll do it. And it doesn't
Right.
have to be, you know, 2 hours. You can go out for 15 minutes and accomplish that. So go out there. Maybe that's your communing with nature meditation time.
Okay.
And that's important right now. More connection. So connecting with nature is a stepping stone to connecting with your angels and guides.
Okay.
Right? So do more of that, which will help you to have that greater spiritual connection, which will feed your soul. And it will also give you better clarity about your direction, where you're going.
Thank you. Yeah, I needed that. So yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Shirley, it's almost 3 o'clock, so you're heading out, and she thanks everybody for the tinnitus suggestions. Susan, the new book, My deadline is October 30th for getting it onto Amazon. It'll probably take about a week before I'm ready to officially launch it, but you'll be hearing about it. I'm going to keep you updated. Don't worry. And at some point, I'll probably be calling upon people who want to read it as an advanced reader and be prepared to put a review up on Amazon, because the trick about these books to launch them properly is you need to have around 20 reviews right away when you get that book up. So we'll go through that process and I'll keep you up on it. And anybody who wants to participate will be invited to do that. So yeah, coming up really soon, which is kind of while I'm feeling so squeezed here, I've got to get that done. And you know, I was thinking maybe I could let it slip a little bit, but then Metatron was like, no, it needs to get out now. So this is like when the last book came out. I thought I had more time, and Metatron was like, no. And now that we've seen everything that has unfolded since that book came out, I bow to Metatron, the wisdom of that timing. It was perfect. So yeah, got to do the October 30th. So that's coming very soon. Linda, you're looking forward to the book and recordings. Awesome. Sarah says, thank you. You'll catch the replay. Perfect. Okay. So circling back, Sydney, you had another question. So rather than scrolling, just let me know what it was.
Thank you. I very strongly felt my grandmother, Adelaide Langer, yesterday standing with me in the kitchen. She passed in 85. I would love to know what, other than a hello, if there's something in particular that she strongly came through about.
Okay. So for Sydney, Grandma, is there a message that you want to share with her? Why did you make an appearance now after all these years? She feels your unsettled state and she wants to help you with that. So she's there to lend you support, moral support for one thing. And also it's feeling like she's going to be guiding you. She's going to step in at least temporarily as one of your guides. So were you close to her? Did you have a good relationship?
Yes, she passed when I was 23. She was. And I found out later that she had a lot of like psychic abilities and all this stuff, but she wasn't allowed to share that with me and whatever my natural things were, which is frustrating. So I feel my uncle and my grandfather, her husband, but it was very strong. And I am unsettled because I want a direction. I have a lot of things I do well. So it's like, I could be happy doing this. I could be happy doing that. You know, so, okay, that's wonderful that she's going to be supporting me. And anything from my other guides, is there any other information that I need to know?
Just one more thing about Grandma. You know, part of the reason, the timing, is really fascinating because at a time now when women are having their rights being taken away, and she went through that, that's part of that's all rolled up in why she's here. Does that make sense? I can't explain it to you. That's just what I got.
Okay. I can think about that. Sure. She was born in 1910. So, you know, her age. Yeah, she might have.
So it's like she had a different experience. She wanted something different and she wants to help you make something different. And as far as all those things, Sydney, it's always true that you choose the one that feels the very best. So yeah, you're good at a lot of things, which is a blessing and a curse because then it makes it hard to choose. So when you always choose whatever feels the best, that really lights you up, that's the best thing for you. That's when you do that, everything else gets easier. Until then, it's just a lot of spinning and, you know, going into a tizzy and not accomplishing much. So you've got to make a choice so your guides can help you.
Oh, geez.
You've got them in a holding pattern waiting for you to make a choice.
True. I do feel that I'm in a holding pattern. I'm just, yeah. So I guess need to be in deeper meditation, journeying, whatever the process is to, yes, get on a path.
Just pick something. Don't worry if it's the wrong choice. You'll find out quickly. And if it's the wrong choice, discard and make another one.
Okay.
Don't get stuck forever not making a choice. That's where you're hung up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's helpful. So, okay. And if there's anything else for my guides is great.
Anything else you want to share with Sydney? They're like, put a cap on it. It's done.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Get moving forward. Stop going in circles.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, anybody else that I missed that's got a question? I'm just scrolling down to see. So Gentry, you'll read the book and give a review. Thank you. Teresa, you were a beta reader and Amazon will no longer let you leave reviews. Okay, now that's not a problem. You can always leave a review on Goodreads. They won't block you there. So I can show you about that. No worries. Anybody else have a question or anybody I missed? Let me know. Thank you, Sydney. You'll leave a review. I appreciate that. Andrea, did you have a question? You didn't ask anything.
Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
I don't know. I mean, I've just never been here for one of these and I wanted to come and, you know, the whole time I was wondering, am I going to ask a question? And now you've put me on the spot. So I guess I'm going to ask a question. I think, you know, I have a lot of different ideas, a lot of different projects. And I guess what I'd like to know is if I had to concentrate on one project to make sure that I pay attention to consistently, what project would that be?
Okay. So for Andrea, can you help her with clarity on the project that would be most optimal to focus on? You are your project. Because I'm seeing you like this flower unfolding from your heart chakra. Right now it's kind of tightly budded up and it's tucked in because you haven't made that choice to move forward yet in that empowerment, making you the priority rather than all this outer stuff. It's the inner stuff that you've got to work on first that will inform the outer stuff. There's something there wanting to come out. Does that make sense?
It does. I just don't know how to get it out.
Well, meditation is a great way to get it out, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And right now, you know, is the perfect time to do that because they are stepping up the messages like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about clarity because that's, you know, that's Hawk. That's that higher vision, getting up above the trees and the clouds to get the big picture. And then they zoom in for their target. So that's a lesson we can take from Hawk. So it's going inside, doing that meditating, figuring out what really is going to bring you joy, then allowing that to come out and zoom in on your target.
Okay.
So Hawk is the way shower. Let them show you the way.
All right. That sounds good.
Did you want to ask anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that's great. It's
awesome.
What a wonderful night. Thanks for holding this.
I'm so glad you came.
Me too.
And in case you guys didn't make the connection, Andrea is one of the people who interviewed me on the Beyond the Reiki Gateway show last week that many of you watched, and we are so grateful for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a magical gathering.
Oh, it was so fun. Yeah, we really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah. More than our enjoyment even was what came out of it. I was astonished when I listened to the things that came out, that the energy bouncing around between us caused to come forward. It was really magical.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. So we're just thrilled. So, you know, we'll have to have you back.
Yeah, well, a new book is coming, so that would be a great time to talk.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So anybody else that I missed? Let's see. I think I'm at the bottom. I don't see any more questions. Okay, you guys, so it's a little after 9. So I'll tell you what, I jumped into this so fast, I forgot to do our little opening grounding that we usually do. That's normally my practice, but I forgot, and that's okay. It's perfect. Doesn't matter. But we can do a nice little closing together and just bring our energy down before we all head out in our respective lives. So if you'll just sit back, take a couple of deep breaths. Just bring your awareness down into your heart chakra. Feel the beauty, the love, the splendor of who you are as this magnificent soul, unique in the universe. There's not another like you. And that means by extension that what you've come here to do, nobody else can do. So if you don't get on board with your soul mission, there's going to be an empty spot on that grand tapestry where you're supposed to be. Now you're being called to step up for that purpose that your soul brought to this particular lifetime. This is a consequential lifetime. You've been planning for this for many lifetimes. Now it's here, it's arriving at your door, and this is an amazing opportunity to step in and have the most joyous, expansive lifetime you've ever had. To leave your mark on the world, to be a part of something so far greater than any of us as we move forward into Earthtopia. And no, it might seem like a fantasy, but it's real. It's coming. And your angels will be showing you, they'll give you validation that even though it seems outlandish, it's really true. When that happens, I want you to write it down because you'll forget. You need to have that validation so that in the weak moments when you doubt yourself, you can go back and you can see, oh yes, I know this is true. That will serve you. And most of all, just lean into your angel team like that game of trust where you just fall back into the arms of those behind you. They will catch you. They'll provide with this big cushy feather bed that you can lean into and be supported by. Feel that love. Let it flow through every particle of your being. And then when you're filled up, feel it flowing out of your heart chakra to the world, expanding. And as we all do this together, as we light workers join in purpose, that love will be the sonic boom that goes across the earth, the whole planet being transformed. This is our time. This is our opportunity. This is our chance to permeate the world with our love and intention. So thank you to all of our individual guide teams. Thank you, Metatron. Thank you, Creator. All of the others who were here with us tonight. Thank you for each one of you for showing up, because we couldn't do this without you, and your energy makes this possible, makes it grander than it would have been without. So with that, just bring your awareness back to your body, take a couple of deep breaths. And collectively, we will just say thank you, thank you, thank you to all. And we will be back here again on the 3rd Saturday of October. And hopefully I'll see you guys on the first Monday of November for the metaphysical chat. That's on YouTube live streamed. So thank you all for being here. Have a fabulous night, fabulous week, and we'll see you soon. Love and light to everybody.